Remember that time Disney made a roadside carnival about dinosaurs?
We are talking about DinoLand USA, baby.
DinoLand USA!
It's gonna be a roar-tastic time. I don't know what that means.
DinoLand USA is unfortunately Disney World's doomed land.
A themed land within Disney's Animal Kingdom Park,
where you can find lots of rides, some food, some games, lots of fun things. There is an elaborate backstory to this land in Animal Kingdom.
DinoLand USA is maybe my favorite land in all of Walt Disney World. It's not based on film IP, okay? They didn't take intellectual property from one of their blockbuster hit films and turn it into a land. They made up their own story.
You can read all about the intricate, elaborate backstory on AllEars.net. We'll link it for you in the description below, but we'll give you a quick summary.
Basically, it's about a group of friends who found this old highway town in like the mid-1900s, and I believe they found some fossils there.
Ross Geller was over there digging up some bones and, digging up them bones. Where's that from? Holes.
They contacted some scientists. Sometimes scientists came over, they gathered all of their money, and they bought the site that they found the dino bones on.
You've got the Dino Institute, and then locals, Chester and Hester.
I can't remember if they're siblings or they're married.
I always thought Chester and Hester were husband and wife, and they are not.
Yes, they are brother and sister.
And so they converted their own gas station into a fossil souvenir shop.
But then Chester and Hester were like, you know what? We can make some more money off of this. Let's expand a little bit.
So then they turned the parking lot into like a small amusement park, and they called it Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama.
I don't know, it sounds like I'm on like some psychedelic drug, and I'm just like, and then there
was Chester and Hester, and they bought a gas station and found some fossils.
My favorite part of Dinoland is Dinosaur. When I was a teenager, Dinosaur was my favorite ride in all of Disney World. You know, teens, they love thrill. I loved thrill when I was a teen.
It reminds me of Indiana Jones because they actually use the same ride system for the Indiana Jones Adventure attraction at Disneyland. And, it's fun, it's bumpy, it swerves, it dips, and it's really fun.
I adore it, I love it. Dinosaur is definitely my favorite part of Dinoland USA.
My favorite part of Dinoland USA does not exist anymore because they took it away. And that was Primeval Whirl. It was one of those spinner style rides, like a mousetrap kind of ride.
I do think this theme fits in Animal Kingdom. It's telling the story and also celebrating in a really quirky, fun way animals that roamed the earth long before humans existed.
I trust Joe Rohde with my life, to be honest with you. That's not an exaggeration. He doesn't know me, but I know him. And if he says it fits into Animal Kingdom, it fits in Animal Kingdom.
I don't think it fits any less than Pandora does. Dinosaurs are animals. Dinosaurs are more animals than a banshee is.
I don't think it's underrated. I think it is what it is because it's not, it's just there. I know that sounds mean.
I think this land is appropriately rated. I think people like this land as much as this land deserves to be liked, and I get why it's a little doomed.
when it inevitably goes away, will I be sad? Yes. Do I think that the rest of Animal Kingdom is much better? Absolutely.
Yeah, I have to think this is the most underrated land in Disney World because literally people hate it. I know I'm not alone. I just don't know how many people passionately love Dinoland USA, but I sure love it a lot. That's for sure. Look at that, yellow. Would you ever think to use yellow? I wouldn't.
First, the king of my heart in most regards, Dinosaur.
Dinosaur is a dark ride, and I mean dark ride.
Where you go to like the Dino Institute and they send you back in time, and it's supposed to be a beautiful leisure trip back in time to observe animals. However, Dr. Grant Seeker with his mischievous self.
Dr. Seeker isn't my favorite person.
And with his ulterior motives, sent us back in time to get the last iguanodon.
Why do I have to do that? And why aren't you coming with me? That's what I don't understand. He's a little suspicious to me, so he's not my favorite.
Yeah, Dinosaur to me stands out as a genuinely, like, if I had compared Dinosaur and Jurassic Park in, Universal, I would say Dinosaur's the scarier ride.
I am terrified of this ride, but I love it.
I've been scared of this ride. I have ridden it alone in the front seat, and I was terrified.
I love this ride. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I think if you are looking to truly feel fear and have some serious thrill in Disney World, Dinosaur is where you should be looking.
Lucky for some of us, we've managed to memorize where a lot of the jump scares are, and we prepare ourselves by thinking, this is a ride. Isn't it wonderful? Let's look around at all the craftsmanship.
Out of every ride in Disney World, like this is the most valid of fears to have for a ride in Disney World. Be scared of it, respect it, and know that that Carnotaurus isn't gonna hurt you, but he's gonna try.
Did you know this is all fake? That's right, they just built a building and then had to put all of this in here. This isn't real.
TriceraTop Spin.
It's the exact same ride as Dumbo or Magic Carpets, so it's nothing unique or super exciting, but it is a good filler attraction for Animal Kingdom.
I don't love TriceraTop Spin unless I'm riding with Emma.
I do not like TriceraTop Spin. I don't know. My palms sweat. I don't like heights, and it's just a little too realistic. I can kind of see I don't know. I visualize. I don't like it. So no, don't like this ride.
Why do I think Disney specifically chose a dinosaur that can't fly for this attraction? I don't know.
That's a really good point. Why would you choose a Triceratops as if they could fly?
Did we think about that?
I love it. I think, why not? I think if you're thinking about the lore, Chester and Hester don't know anything about what dinosaurs fly and what don't. They wouldn't know who flies. They're just here to make a buck and move on.
Carnival games, I play them with Quincy.
I've played the basketball game, Breedlove and I did, on my tour of DinoLand.
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a bit of a baller.
I ended up playing one during my scavenger hunt with Bria from Disney Food Blog.
And you know what? We both won prizes.
She's right behind me, actually. I got this Minnie Mouse as my prize.
So if you ever looked at Breedlove and I and thought, wow, those people look incredibly unathletic.
That's actually not true. I am the least coordinated, most unathletic person I know.
You would be correct, but just know that we did both win prizes on the basketball game.
I have to say, out of all of these rides, I must do Dinosaur. Even though it kind of freaks me out and it's a less hot version of Indiana Jones at Disneyland, I still like seeing Felicia Rashad and Dr. Grant Seeker.
That is the thing where when I'm making my priority list before going to Disney World, Dinosaur is in like my top 10 things that has to get done or I will not have had a good trip.
Everything else I think you can skip easily and not be sad, but if you finished your whole Animal Kingdom day, I think that it's fun and go shoot some basketball and do whatever you need to do.
Prioritize you. Think about you. Don't do what your friends are doing. Do what's good for you, what you want. Try that.
I am a kid of an age, a certain age. There's a surprising amount of food locations in DinoLand.
We have Restaurantosaurus.
Trilo Bites.
And Dino Bite Snacks.
It's not that any of the places in DinoLand blow my mind, but I enjoy certain things in DinoLand. For one, the ice cream cookie sandwich is at Dino Bites, and that thing is good.
It is huge, so if possible, split it with someone.
Especially in the holiday season when it's peppermint ice cream. I just love peppermint ice cream in general, and those two cookies are always very nice.
If I'm in DinoLand USA and I really want something, 9 times out of 10 I'm probably gonna go to Trilo Bites, but I'm going to get the barbecue chicken chips. What? Right? Barbecue chicken chips. Why did I say chips twice? I don't know what's happening. Buffalo chicken. I'm losing my mind. They're buffalo chicken chips. They're so delicious. That's what I'm gonna get every time I'm at Trilo Bites.
But then you can go sit in the dining room of Restaurantosaurus, and they've got, I think, like 4 signature cocktails that they make, and then beers and wines. It's a good vibe in Restaurantosaurus, I will say. And their French fries are really, 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 really delicious.
The Boneyard Fossil Fun Site is in essence a playground for children.
Did you guys know that Boneyard Fossil Fun Site is not age limited?
Like you can be 100 down to 1 to go enjoy it.
You can go on the slides in there when you're an adult. You're gonna have to wait behind the children. You can't skip them.
You can go run around. There's slides, there's climbing things. They play some really fun, super specific early 2000s music.
But when the children get out of the way, you can go down the slides.
Right? So there's all these fossils that they can dig up. They're buried in the sand.
They've got some fun, cute meet and greets over in DinoLand USA. It's got the overlay of Donald's Dino Bash.
So you have Mayor of Dinoland, Mr. Donald Duck. Then you have Daisy, who does her fashion work back there.
And she's wearing the most beautiful kimono, and she's got her cat eye glasses up on her forehead because she's a designer and she needs to be able to look at her drawings, look at her textiles, and then put her glasses back up on her head and keep going.
Chip and Dale are dressed up as little dinosaurs, and it is so cute.
Think about how busy Daisy is. She's a fashion designer. She's a performer in the Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair show on the stage at the castle. She does meet and greets in Epcot. I mean, the list goes on and on. Daisy Duck does not stop. How does she find the time?
They are some of my favorite little meet and greets. Super fun if you're back there and you want to check them out.
Finding Nemo the Big Blue and Beyond is technically in DinoLand. I always forget that because it's kind of in between two lands, but Disney doesn't really do like the lands don't touch here and it's just there's no land. Everything is technically in a land, so Finding Nemo the Big Blue and Beyond is in DinoLand.
It makes no sense. It just somebody make it make sense, okay? Like, they're not even like prehistoric fish. It'd be different if they were prehistoric fish, and that would make sense, but this don't make no sense.
I love Finding Nemo the Big Blue and Beyond. This show makes me cry like a little tiny baby.
I cried my eyes out thinking about my dad and my family and just missing them and like how sweet it is and like family centric it is.
This show is an absolute must-do. It's a great way to take a break and enjoy some fantastic Broadway caliber musical theater. It's really good and it's a must-do. I have to do it. Every time I'm there, I have to see this show, and it's never a disappointment.
Disney announced that potentially, possibly, maybe.
I will say it. DinoLand is doomed.
So basically at the D23 Expo,
Which is Disney's version of like a Comic-Con type thing, an expo for all of Disney fans.
where they announce a lot of parks updates typically,
Josh D'Amaro introduced some blue sky concepts.
which are ideas that they have started to pitch but are not in development, have not been green lighted, are not necessarily going to happen, but it's just like a what could happen.
For what could be done with DinoLand, which definitely makes it seem like, okay, DinoLand is on its way out. Even if these are not the ideas that go in there, I would say this means DinoLand is likely on the chopping block. Again, nothing confirmed by Disney here.
And the two possibilities that they listed were making it a Moana vibes land and making it a Zootopia themed land.
I don't think that Moana fits. I'm sorry. I love you, Moana, but she's already getting a ride in Epcot. She's good. She doesn't need another land.
I am very open-minded. I think Disney Imagineering is amazing and they obviously are known for what they do. I trust them. I don't necessarily think that Zootopia fits in this area, but you know what? If I have, out of everything I've seen from what they're doing with Zootopia over in the other parks around the world, I'm very open-minded. If they bring that to us, I will be very excited.
I would probably do Zootopia. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think that IP needs more representation in Disney parks, and I know it's going to be in the parks overseas, but I would love to see it out here, so.
I think out of the two of them, Zootopia would be the better fit. And I think it would be really, really interesting. I do find it interesting because both of these movies, by the time something actually happened there, both of those movies will be pretty old.
My dream would be if they just rethemed Dinoland to be a South America land, because my favorite parts of Magic Kingdom are Asia and Africa, and if they did a South America that was a similar vibe, where they brought in new animal exhibits and had like maybe they did like Encanto in that area.
I am so sad to hear that Disney is considering retheming Dinoland USA and bringing in Zootopia and Moana.
I will be sad when they get rid of Dinoland, but as long as they keep the ride system of Dinosaur, I really won't be that torn up about it.
I just think it would be such a loss because it's such an original idea that Imagineers had. The backstory is very elaborate and the theming is perfectly suited to the worlds that the Imagineers created in their minds.
I'm very sad to see it go. I'm distraught about the thought of not having Dr. Seeker around anymore.
Without using something that's already been seen in a movie or on TV. It's brand new and only exists within DinoLand USA.
Will I miss it when it's gone? Yes. From a nostalgia perspective, I know just as well as anyone that DinoLand has been a part of my life since I was 2 years old and started coming to Animal Kingdom right when it opened.
I love you, DinoLand USA. Chester and Hester, I respect you. Get your bag, get your cash. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna be so sad when you're gone.
You know, this is just one of those things. I think a lot of people walk in to this land and see trash, and it's literally like one man's trash is another man's treasure. I walk in and I just see artistry and imagination.
I love it for the nostalgic vibes. I love it for what it was. I love that I can go there and get nostalgic, but I would love to see it rethemed too.
I really hope that we don't lose it.
This one is for you, DinoLand USA.
I wanted to match some of the depressing aesthetic energy that comes from DinoLand USA, and I wanted to wear this early 2000s. In fact, it's very similar to the Von Dutch hat that Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie wore in an episode of Simple Life. I thought that it matched the general aesthetic of DinoLand USA, things that are dated, things that are tacky, things that are embarrassing and feel like they should be taken away forever, never to be seen again. That is the world in which I like to dwell. Now go watch our episode on Main Street USA.